What's going on, guys? It's MMA Randy, and we went 11-3 last weekend. Not too shabby. 2 weeks back, we went 11-1, so we didn't do as well as that, but now we're overall 22-4 on our picks. And remember, we don't count Contender Series picks because that shit is literally impossible to pick. It couldn't possibly be my vibes-based prediction methodology. That couldn't be it. But that's besides the point. We're going to be doing a new thing this week. I'm going to be showing you a parlay that I believe is going to hit. It's going to be the parlay I'm following. No bullshit paywalls or any of that. I fucking hate that shit so much. It's the same as, I want you to think of those guys like OnlyFans models. Why are you paying them for something you could get for free online? That's how you need to look at it. Won't ever do that shit to you here. That's my promise to you. You'll see exactly what I'm riding this weekend. Pause, rewind. You'll see exactly what my bets are. We'll leave it at that. But without further ado, let's get into it. UFC Fight Night Rio, Olivera versus Gamrot. Starting out the card, we have Simon Olivera versus Luan Lacerda. So Simon has a loss to Tony Gravely, who's been submitted 5 times, and he couldn't submit him as a submission artist. And Luan has a loss to Cody Stamann, who's been submitted 3 times, and he couldn't submit him. So we have 2 submission artists who can't submit people. It's a fight night card, goddammit. I fucking hate the UFC sometimes. It's the little Brazilians who couldn't. That's this fight. But I've got Luan by sub. I guess the smart thing to do would just be the fight to end by submission. I think one of them has to be better than the other. There's no way they're both equally as shit at their ground game. So we'll see. But yep, I'm going with Luan by sub. Next up, we have Julia Pilastri versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. So Karolina Kowalkiewicz is a 40-year-old woman, guys. Julia Pilastri's 27. She's still learning. She's still burgeoning in her career. She's learning with every fight. I think she takes care of business here against Karolina. I don't see Karolina winning this. I'm pretty confident in Julia Pilastri by decision. So you might ask, why won't we add her to the parlay then? Well, we have a rule here. We don't bet on women's fights so we can enjoy the fucking card. That's it. The women's division just seems to have so many fucking upsets. Insane ones too, where there was no seeing it coming. So many times I've heard of oh dude, it's a sure thing, put some money on it. In the women's divisions, that has absolutely fucked me. So we're not going to be doing that. She's not going on the parlay, but if you have to bet on it, it'd be Julia by decision. Up next, we have Walter Walker by first round heel hook within the first minute. Walter Walker by first round heel hook within the first minute. I'm saying it. That was before I even saw who he was fighting. And now that I know that it's fucking Mo Usman, I hate how much credit he gets just because of his brother. He's not Kamaru. He's not. He's slow. He's so slow. He'll have these little bursts, but in any of his any volume at all, it looks like he's fighting literally in slow motion. I can't. And don't say, oh, well, he beat Hamdi double D, whatever the fuck his name is. I know Hamdi is a great wrestler, but he did not wrestle in that fight. He didn't take it to him like that. I think Walter Walker is crazy enough to take it to a guy who looks like Mo Usman, and that's all it's going to take. I'm pretty confident. First round submission for Walter Walker, and that's going to be the first leg of our parlay, but not in the first round. Just Walter Walker by sub. So we can move on. Moving on up, we've got Lucas Rocha versus Stuart Nickel. Lucas Rocha wins this. Stuart Nickel, if you rewatch his fight against Jesus Aguilar, he kind of looked clueless. Once he got into that submission, there was nothing he could do. Rocha's got subs. Rocha's got power. He could do it either way. I guess if you are going to put money on this one, he's not going in the parlay, but it'd be Rocha under 2.5. I think it'd be a good way to play it. If you have to pick a method of victory for some bonus or something, I think I'd be more confident in the sub. Just seeing as if he's watching the tape and saw that Jesus Aguilar fight, he's going to know that he can land it. So that's what we're going with for that. We've got Lucas Rocha by sub. Next up on the card, we have Irina Alexieva versus Beatriz Mosquito Barbecue. So we've got Mosquito Barbecue by sub here. I know our number one rule is we don't bet on women's fights because, but I wouldn't hate some money on the first round sub here. I mean, just look at her topology and check out Mosquito Barbecue's grappling history. It's not that good of an indicator in the men's divisions, but it seems to mean an awful lot in the women's divisions, especially in the women's bantamweight division. So we're going with Mosquito Barbecue by submission. Moving on. Fuck, I hate this. Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Peterson. So we've got Vitor Petrino by round 1 KO here. I just hate that he lost so quickly to Anthony Smith. That pisses me off. I hate picking. I wouldn't be picking him if he wasn't facing Thomas Peterson. Thomas Peterson got beat the fuck up by the Blob. By the Blob. I am not Blob. Why you call me Blob? Get back in your fucking hole, Shamil. Sorry, we're back. It was so hard to get over that, but we've got Vitor Petrino, round 1 KO. Next up, we have Jafael Filho versus Clayton Carpenter. So, this one was so hard. This is easily the closest or the biggest unknown on this card. Because I know for me, I wanted to record this last night, but I literally couldn't pick. I slept on it, had some Cap'n Crunch this morning. I hate to see it, because I really do like Clayton Carpenter, but we're going with Filho. I can't get the images out of my head of those grappling exchanges with Makayev. Filho was so fucking close to taking Makayev 0. But he forgot that Makayev's made out of silly putty and rubber bands, apparently. God, that was so insane. He almost put away Makayev. So I see him. Clayton's young. Clayton has all the skills, but I think he still has a ways to go before he's beating a guy like Jafael Filho. So we're going with Filho by submission. That's what we're going with here. Next up on the card, Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. First underdog. We're going with Almeida here. I don't think Aswell does enough. If he's not dominating, he's not active enough to take rounds and is losing these decisions and splits that could easily go his way. But he just doesn't do enough. I think Lucas Almeida takes it. I don't think he'll KO Aswell, but a decision or a split decision for Almeida, that's what we're going with here. I trapped myself in a dark room without food for 3 days to meet the time demons with Yuri. Nice guys, kind of big noses, and really big fans of the Basharat boys, but besides the point, they saw it for Almeida too. So we're going with it. We're taking Almeida. Up next, we have Ricardo Ramos versus Khan Offley. And all I can say about this one is Khan's going to be awfully sorry he took this fight. That's what I'm seeing. The best win on Khan Offley's record, is against a what's-his-name that was 6-1. That's just not enough for me to put you against a guy like Ramos or put you over Ramos. I see Ricardo Ramos winning this one pretty decisively. I see it going to a decision, but and maybe Konofsky's got it. I know a lot of people have hyped him up, but I don't see it. I think Ricardo Ramos takes it. We've got Ramos by decision here. Up next, we have Yonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto Beans Portugal. It's not actually his name, but I really fucking wish it was. But Yonata Diniz was slaughtered by Marcin Tybura. And I'm not saying that Tybura's bad. I don't think he's bad at all. I like Tybura fights. But I think it's a bad look if he just fucking dominates you in every aspect, enforces a doctor's stoppage. That looks really bad. So we're actually going to be putting Mario Pinto Beans Portugal on our parlay here. He's our next leg. What do you think about that? What do you think of those beans? Up next, we have Vicente Luque versus Yoel Alvarez. I hate to say it, boys, but Yoel Alvarez by TKO. Vicente Luque has been one of my favorite fighters since I saw him knock out Derek Krantz at UFC Rochester, which was, I think, back in 2019. It was my first UFC event ever, and seeing him perform live just made me a lifelong fan. There's nothing like a UFC event live, and I as much as my heart is saying Luque, my brain knows Alvarez is going to take this. Luque cannot take shots like he used to. I can see a first-round TKO for Yoel in this one. I'm sorry, Luque. Yoel Alvarez by first-round TKO. Up next, we have Davison Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. So, all I've been hearing, and all I ever fucking hear is, oh, he's got the biggest hands. Oh, his hands are so big. Being bigger isn't always better. Pause, rewind. I think Davison still has it. He's dropped 2 in a row, but it's the fucking Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen, guys. That's not he's streaking, he's on a downtrend. You think Montel Jackson beats either of those guys right now? Because I sure don't. I'm pretty sure the odds would be heavily in either of their favor if it was them matched up against him. We're taking the underdog with Figueiredo here. We're 100% taking the dog. Fucking add it to the parlay. It's the way she goes, bud. And then, finally, our main event of the evening. We have Charles Du Bronx Olivera versus Mateus, the Gamer, Gamrot. Gamrot is going to forever be one of my favorite fighters. I know what you guys can say about some of the flukes, like the one against Fiziev, but hear me out. My dad always loved watching NCAA wrestling on TV and watching me at wrestling events growing up, but he always thought the UFC was barbaric. It was Gamrot versus Sarukian that got him to realize, oh, these guys actually know what they're doing. The grappling exchanges in that fight, in the fight against Benito, that's fun grappling. That's when I shit on some of these Russians, I'm not shitting on grappling. I love grappling. I hate the hold somebody down, no ground and pound, no submissions, I'm just holding you. That's what I hate. And you can't start with he's got to figure out how to get up. It's a style that just kills entertainment altogether. And this sport isn't all just about the winner at the end of the day. It is entertainment. If all the fights were like that, it would not have the fan base that it has today. And that's a fact. That's a solid fact. So, to get back to the actual fight here, I think Gamrot won against Dan Hooker. I truly do. And I think he's going to win against Olivera as well. We all love Charles. Everyone loves Charles. But like all good things, they eventually come to an end. We've got Gamrot by decision. Final answer and the final leg of our parlay right there. That's how we're doing it, boys. That's what we've got. You could check out, yesterday I posted a video on Yuri's crazy ass. I fucking love that guy. God damn it. I don't know how many times I could say it. Yuri's the fucking best. That's for sure. That's another fact. Try to disprove me there. But I think that's all I've got for you. Make sure you like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. And maybe I'll end up doing a stream for prelims or something. Like I said, I'd need to see like 5 comments. I'd need at least 5 guys chilling with me. I'm not putting up a stream to see the one viewer thing. I'd need it. 5 sounds good enough where we could be hanging out. Eat some beers, drink some popcorn. You know how it goes. Well, all right, gentlemen. I will see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.